Reaching your potential. Tzvi here. You are born with potential. Having a system and a process that works for you can be the key to reaching your potential. I would have to say, understanding what my potential is not easy, but when it feels right, I believe this is telling me something very, very strong. I've hit my potential, what I've been working towards, the goal. I'm on the right path. By having that emotion, it's absolutely amazing. So trusting yourself is a very big part of it. It's quite amazing how once you've got that feeling, everything starts to fall into part. It's so amazing. So how do you ever know if you're able to unlock your very own potential? Very simple. You have to try and trust yourself. And trust yourself is very much a part of the journey to be able to reach that goal. Without that, there's a big key that's missing. And also at the same time, opening up to being willing to try. Yes, it can be scary and it can be hard, but that's part of it, is to move into that space of the unknown and turn the unknown into a very safe place to be. Another question is, what do you have to change to be able to become on that path to reaching your potential? If there's an old saying, if you keep doing the same old thing, what are you going to get? You're going to get the same old results. So now we've got to realize if we keep doing the same old things, we're going to get the same results. So now we're going to start focusing on changing things, becoming aware, becoming mindful. And in today, we're going to talk about 3 examples that I've used to work out if I'm on the path, not on the path, what do I need to change? It's not just about believing, you have to feel it as well. It has to be like a completely internal situation. Because if we keep doing the old way of getting worked up and emotional about it in a negative way, we're going to get a negative result. So now we're going to go into a positive mode and a positive emotion. We're going to talk very much about that. When I was a child, I had a very, very strong belief that I was no good at writing. Why? Because I was told I was dyslexic. I needed to go to special school. So then I took on the belief system, what? I am not a good writer. I'm not capable. I went to a special school, so I've got these special needs that I am able to write. But at the same time, I wanted so badly to grow my business a step further. And one of the big parts I need in today's world is how to write posts and just better communicate in a writing way that's going to help people. So I went around, I put my mind of an engineer into it. It's like, okay, I've got to work this out. What do I need to do? Get in there, focus in, go work through what I need to do. And then the next minute I know, I'm getting emails from people. Can I share your post? I'm like, whoa, what's going on? And I said, yeah, your posts are so amazing, they're so beautiful. Can I share them with people to show people how the structure is and all this? I'm like, really? I'm the kid that couldn't write, I couldn't read, I'm dyslexic. ADHD. Okay, so what happened? I was able to let go of that belief system. At the time, I was like, I want to learn. So I put the energy in. Oh yeah, it was a struggle, it was a fight. The mind's going, oh, you can't do it. It's like, no, take a deep breath. Let's come back onto path. Let's start focusing on what I want to do. I want to be a better writer. I want to grow my business. So in order to do that, I've just got to work it through. Let's make it less negative emotion and bring myself back to present and just focus on the job at hand. Okay, let's try this way. No, this doesn't suit me. Let's try that way. No, that doesn't suit me. And over time, I was able to eliminate what didn't suit me. And then slowly over time, things that were working were starting to just click. And there was a different feeling to it. It's like a flow state, this calmness that coming in. It's like, oh, I understand this. I can work on this. So that old belief was slowly disappearing because I was becoming replaced with something very calm and relaxing. So then I started writing. I was like, wow, this is really enjoyable to write. I can just flow down. So I just kept writing more and more, and over time it became more enjoyable. And instead of taking hours or half a day to write, I can actually pull the time right down to something a lot shorter because I'm enjoying it. And the mind, I knew what to do to get in instead of the mind and body like, okay, let's come up with an excuse, let's put up with it. Okay, I'm not going to fight that. That's the number one rule I have is I'm not going to fight it. I'm going to replace that thought with what I want. And then what happened? I started to believe in myself. People said, like my post, people were commenting. So the belief becomes stronger and stronger. The old habit of being wedged into me that I can't write, can't read. So then what do? The dyslexics, I've got an excuse. I've got an excuse why I can't do it. So now I'm getting people telling me, no, you're a good writer. And I'm like, maybe they're right. Maybe they're right. So I kept focusing and kept putting more on it. And the mind and body was relaxing down. I was able to become more mindful and be present and just right. Become more natural. The fight just slowly over time disappeared. The second story is more of a general one. The second story is that unconscious self-negative belief. Listen to that self-talk and then replace it with what you do want. Okay, you start hearing it. It's a big, big step. You know, there's analogies like, if you don't know what it is, then how can you change it? So when you hear that self-negative talk, instead of getting frustrated and it's like almost like a trap, I've fallen in that trap again. No, I'm not going to fall into that trap. I'm going to just let it go, let the emotions go, and now visualize in my mind, with my mind and my heart, what I do want. Okay, do I want to feel trapped in that negative belief that I can't do this? Or then focus and visualize them. That's working it through. Work at the end goals. I want to write a nice post. I want to be able to grow my business. Whatever the self-belief. Even though I want to is a future tense, but what my point is we're trying to shift it from the negative bias that I can't do it to saying I want to. So then we're realizing that, okay, I have another choice. So now you can start focusing on as if you're there. So now your mind and body through neuroplasticity is going to learn that the old way, old habit, is just a habit. So as we learnt the old habit, we can replace it with a new habit and create that one. And that one can serve us now, instead of the old one that kept us locked up and upset, and we kept going like a vicious circle, going around and around. I don't like this, I don't like this, I can't do this, I can't do that. Because automatically, the body is recalling an old way, and you didn't like it, so it put it in again. So instead, now we're going to replace it with what you do want. The third story is a glass half full or half empty? This has been such a powerful thing for me. The glass is always half full. Why do I say that? Because that gives you options. It's an optimist way of looking at it. Okay, so what do I need to do? What do I need to do to change that situation instead of saying, oh, it's bad, okay, it's half empty, it's no good. No, I've got the choice to change the situation. I can stop, take a deep breath, don't have to be hooked into it, take a deep breath, stop, become an observer of the situation. Okay, there's a problem that's come up. So now I have the choice to fall into the old habits or become mindful and be present right now and replace it with a thought that I do want. And keep focusing, yes, I do want this way to do it. Remind myself very clearly, okay, it might be from here to there. Oh, that's such a far way. No, I'm going to remind myself. Each very, very little step adds up to a lot. There's a famous story of Rabbi Akiva. He saw the water dripping away. And as the water dripped away, it made a mark in the rock. And he realized over time that little drop made a big result. So the same thing here. We can focus in, we can ask God Hashem for help. Please help me move to where I would like to go. Please Hashem, show him exactly where you want to be is the best thing. You're visualizing where you want to go and how you want to feel, how you want to act. That way you're sending a message out to God, and you're also telling yourself at the same time, this is where I want to be. So what we're doing is relieving the stress from ourselves and the mind games that keep pulling us back to the old way and getting frustrated, because all of a sudden it gets frustrated, the old habit kicks in, and then you get all worked up in the vicious circle, and then afterwards you get upset with what happened. So nope, mindful, breathe, take the first little step, realize that was there, take that as a win, start being thankful. Wow, I was actually to catch that thought out, and now I have the opportunity now to replace it with what I want. It's so, so beautiful how we have got these abilities to do that. And to come back, change it. Oh, you're going to say all day long it's changing? Yeah, but you're going to say, I can say the answer back, the old way is constantly harming you and hurting you, and you're not enjoying it. So let's be conscious and spend the time, instead of being hurt and harmed, and replace it with what you do want. Okay, that's the thought I want. That's the action I want to do. That's the call I want to make. That's the script I want to write. That's a customer I want to see. That's a healthy food that I want to eat, whatever it may be. The exercise you want to do, replace it. Okay, do I want to get into the old trap? I can breathe and be present and be mindful. It may seem overwhelming, it may seem a lot, but somebody from experience that had anxiety, ADHD, that it wasn't fun and enjoyable going down that track. So instead I've learned, okay, it's like trying to meditate. People say they can't keep still to meditate. Then don't keep still, move around. Because the number one rule I have is never fight it, replace it. So you want to meditate and you feel like you can't keep still, okay, so I'm going to let my body walk around and I'm going to focus in what I want. I'm going to focus in on some beautiful place, the beach, the hills, the mountains, wherever it may be that you enjoy. Put that motion in there, put that feeling in there. And what happens over time, it's like an addiction. The body's like, wow, I love that feeling. I feel good about that. So now we can slowly work on, okay, I can do that. My potential is I want to be able to get over there, and every time I start doing this, it feels right, but I get pulled back. Okay, that's still the old habit. Just understand that over time, that's why when you learn something, you keep repeating it, because then it becomes more part of you. So this is the same thing. We've got to make it more part of you, that as if you're living with it constantly right now, instead of that fight, oops, I've got to catch myself. No, it'll be second nature. But when you're in the mindful state, you're always aware of what's going on. It's so much calmer, it's so much less stress. I want to thank you very much for staying through to the end. If you already subscribed, I appreciate it very much. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much.